The 2019 SA Saddlebred Championships, brought to you by Volvo Trucks, was held at Bloemfontein Showgrounds from the 22nd of April to the 27th. After numerous qualifying rounds, only the best of the best had a chance to compete in the 147 spectacular classes, ranging from gated all the way to harness and equitation. This annual event always proves to be a must on any horse enthusiast's calendar, but the quality of horses on this show is clear to see even through untrained eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, now SA Grand Champion, three-gated child riding horse. We pick up the action from the South African Grand Champion three-gated child's riding horse. The three-gated horse performs three gaits, both ways of the ring: the walk, the trot, and the collected canter. The horse should show beauty, brilliance, elegance, refinement, expression, and high action. The three-gated horse is shown with a clipped mane and tail to accentuate its quality and beauty. NWS Highway to Heaven and Shené Rossouw showing at a trot. The trot is a square, bold, two-beat gait performed with speed, form, conformation, and natural high action. The walk is springy and athletic. Good form and well-balanced speed is required. The judges ask for a canter. True Joe King of the Ring and Carla Krugel. Back to the wall, stop.
The exhibitors have to perform these gaits in both directions of the ring, and so the judges now ask them to turn around and take the rail at a trot. Valley's Cloudy Skies and Christine Nordier. Visserhof Dark Emperor and Zonica Cilliers showing at the trot. DCS, My Lost Duchess, and Annika Lowe. Wilma Space Spider and Anja Dirksen. Saddlebreds are judged for their beauty, style and ability. They stand 15 to 17 hands tall, and they weigh roughly between 450 and 540 kilograms. They're considered to be spirited yet gentle animals.
Canter.
The judges ask the exhibitors to transition to the canter. The canter is a restrained gallop in which two diagonal legs are paired. The single beat falls between the successive beats of the other two unpaired legs.
And back to a walk. Walk please, stop. Come in and line up. Come in and
The judges have seen enough, and it is time for the exhibitors to come in and line up their horses.
SA Grand Champion, three-gated riding horse. Number 6.
This year's South African Grand Champion three-gated child's riding horse is Visserhof Dark Emperor, shown by Zonica Cilliers. The reserve champion is Valley's Cloudy Skies, shown by Christine Nordier. And in third place, NWS Highway to Heaven and Shené Rossouw. Here are the rest of the results. DCS My Lost Duchess and Annika Lowe, Wilma Space Spider and Anya Dirksen, Trujo King of the Ring and Carla Krugel, Bridgewater's Dreamy Night and Carla Ricks, Anvil's Grace Kelly and Danielle Fillion. There is not even a single seat left in the crowd as the tensions start getting higher and higher in the arena. The next class of the evening is the South African Grand Champion three-gated horse. This year's three-gated division is one of the strongest contested divisions at the show. Undulata's Made in Heaven, shown by Junior Hugo. Ventana Supreme's Rare Dreamer, shown by Eliska Jordan. SJ Judge and Jury, shown by Charlie Brown. Final Prophecy and Charles Oosterhuizen.
Stop! Settle him down to the walk and stop as a brief. Hello!
Makiti Viva Tonight, shown by Madri van Heestien.
Stop! What? Stop as a brief.
Snap, Crackle and Pop is after the exciting imported progeny of the stallion Undlata's Nutcracker, and he made a strong statement in the qualifying class, shown by Victor Buerta. Anvil's Never Say Never, shown by Ati Kun. Oxan Jackalberry is showing for the first time in the open three-gated stake for amateur trainer and owner Sana Buerta.
Stop at the gate. Settle them down to the walk and stop.
Ventana Supreme's Rare Dreamer returns to defend the title from 2018 for the owner Piet Moller, expertly shown as always by Eliska Jordan. Cloverleaf Rockabilly, shown by Willie de Jager. After changing owners and trainer, Madri van Heestien shows this exciting three-gated contender, Makiti Viva Tonight, back in the open three-gated stake. Undlata's Made in Heaven is a multiple South African champion and is always one to watch.
Gentlemen down to the walk. Stop at the gate. Walk, please.
Judging a strong class like this is never an easy task. The judges ask the competitors to come in and line up for their final inspections.
The result in this SA Grand Championship Velocos is number.
This year's South African Grand Champion three-gated horse is Oxan Jackalberry, shown by Sana Buerta. The reserve champion is Ventana Supreme's Rare Dreamer, shown by Eliska Jordan.
Third place goes to number 336.
In third place is Makiti Viva Tonight, shown by Madri van Heestien. The rest of the results were Snap, Crackle and Pop and Victor Buerta, Undulata's Made in Heaven and Junior Hugo, Anvil's Never Say Never and Ati Kun, SJ Judge and Jury and Charlie Brown, Cloverleaf Rockabilly and Willie de Jager. It's time for a change of pace as we head to the South African Grand Champion Fine Harness Horses. The Fine Harness horse performs 2 gaits in both directions of the show ring, the walk and the collected trot. A good performing Fine Harness horse should be beautiful, fine, alert and airy. They are shown with full mane and tail, and they're shown pulling a 4-wheel show cart. High Rain Prince, the 2018 Park Horse Champion, shown by Otto Beckers, returning to the Fine Harness division. Noble Memorable Knight and Retief Rossouw. Sai Something French and CJ Duplessis. Show Me Ultimate Joe looks to be in devastating form once more. This multiple South African Grand Champion returns once more to defend his title, and he looks to be the one to beat. The current Western Province Fine Harness Champion, shown by Junior Hugo, for the owner Tina Diaga, is definitely also one to watch. Show Me Ultimate Joe and Charlie Brown. Caliph French Admiral and Neil Valentine. Harlem's Great Balls of Fire and Lucy Nowens. It's time for the exhibitors to come in and line up their horses.
It's a Grand Champion Fine Harness horse, number 96.
The 2019 South African Grand Champion Fine Harness horse is Show Me Ultimate Joe, shown by Charlie Brown. The reserve champion is Valley Venture Global Applause, shown by Junior Hugo. In third place is Noble Memorable Knight, shown by Retief Rossouw. The rest of the results are as follows. High Rain Prince and Otto Beckers, Harlem's Great Balls of Fire and Lucy Nowens, Caliph French Admiral and Neil Valentine, Sai Something French and CJ Duplessis, Jackson Swartland and Charles Oosthuizen. We are done with the 3-gated and harness classes of the evening, and it's time to move on to our 5-gated classes. This one is the SA Grand Champion 5-gated child riding horse. 5-gated horses have long flowing mane and tails and show both ways off the show ring at a walk, trot, canter, slow gait and the rack. The trot is a square, bold 2-beat gait performed with speed, form, conformation and a natural high action. The front foot and the opposite hind foot take off from the ground in unison and land simultaneously. Bridgewater's Sparkling Night and Zanki Buerta. 5-gated classes are considered by many as the most spectacular and exciting classes because of the speed and strength exhibited by these well-trained horses. Noble Chosen One and Amor Molla transitioning to a slow gait. The slow gait is a high action gait performed very slowly. It is a restrained 4-beat gait, executed slowly but with true and distinct precision. Speed is to be penalized while the showing off of the style, grace and polish of the horse. Bridgewater's Twilight Night and Eileen Bucas showing at a slow gait as the judges asked the exhibitors to transition to the rack. Valley Summer Winds and Martin Compion showing at a rack. The rack is a 4-beat gait in which each foot meets the ground at equal separate intervals. It is smooth and highly animated, performed with great action and speed. The judges asked the exhibitors to turn around and take the rail at a trot.
Stop asseblief. Kom op, Kende, kom op asseblief. Stop asseblief. Kort aan, slowly.
Bridgewater's Twilight Night, shown by Eileen Bucas. CCVSS, Who's Who, and Lizeries Janse van Rensburg.
Stop asseblief. Come in and line up. Kom in die asseblief.
The judges have seen enough and they're ready to make their final decisions while the exhibitors are asked to come in and line up.
Ons heeft vir die uitslag, dames en heren, en hierdie SA groot kampioenskap 5 gaan kinderryper.
The South African Grand Champion 5-gated child riding horse is Bridgewater's Night Song, shown by Marcel van Staden.
Ons SA groot kampioen, Night Song, Marcel van Staden vir die Bridgewater Horsepark. Baie dankie Marcel. Our reserve is a champion is on number 1 to 4, Who's Who.
The reserve champion is Who's Who, shown by Lizeries Janse van Rensburg. The third place went to Bridgewater's Twilight Night, shown by Eileen Bucas. The rest of the results were Noble Knights Contender and Bianca Molla, Valley's Summer Wind and Martin Compion, Noble Chosen One and Amour Mulla, Bridgewater's Sparkling Night and Zanki Buerta, Dretto, Hold Your Breath and Carla Conradi. We have reached the last class of the evening, and what a class it is. The South African Grand Champion 5-gated horse, DMB Spartan Supreme, shown by Neil Valentine, Stud Call Rocky Mountain High, shown by Adriaan Oudendal, Milkwood on Cloud 9, shown by Cookie de Villiers. Valley's Rising Music and Irene van der Westhuizen. The crowd is really starting to get heated up, cheering on their favorites. Jew Hunter Desired Guts, shown by Hanlo Smit. Returning champion Valley's Rising Music has twice before won the South African Grand Championship title and is in fine form this week. Junior Hugo qualified as multiple Western Province champion. Owner Carol Badenhorst normally shows this fine horse herself, but they decided to give Junior the reins for tonight, as they knew this would be the best opposition to Valley's Rising Music.
Ons beginners drivers om ingevoerd op het rug van de reverse.
We are in the final stages of the championship now, as the exhibitors are asked to turn around and show the opposite direction of the ring. Rocky Mountain High won the 5 gated stakes during the 2018 Parades Christmas Festival.
Stop alsjeblieft. Sit back en kijk. Geloof alsjeblieft. Kijk alsjeblieft. Stop alsjeblieft. Walk please. Beginners, zoveel tegen in de arena. Maar rust je lekker uit, want die van je voor. Kortgang, slappe. Kortgang alsjeblieft.
Bridgewater's Thundercloud and Dirk Klaassen showing at the rack.
Stop, send them down to the road. Onze runners komen in 3 aan alsjeblieft. Come in and line them up. Komen in 3 aan.
It's almost time to crown the next South African Grand Champion, as the exhibitors are asked to come in and line up.
Is afgelopen kampioen 5 van 5. Is nummer 1 Valleys.
The South African Grand Champion 5-gated horse is Valley's Rising Music, shown by Irene van der Westhuizen from the Mountain View Stables for the 3rd consecutive year. The reserve champion is WGV War Sports, shown by Junior Hugo. In the 3rd place is stud core Rocky Mountain High, shown by Adrian Odendaal. Tonight Valley's Rising Music retires from the show ring to focus solely on breeding. He has been undefeated in every gated division, with this his 3rd consecutive South African Grand Champion 5-gated title. We look forward to see the progeny of this once-in-a-lifetime athlete in the show ring in coming years. The rest of the results were as follows. Drew Hunter Desired Guts and Hanlo Smith, DMB Spartan Supreme and Neil Valentine, Trujo Gift of Class and Kos Mahifu, Milkwood on Cloud 9 and Cookie de Villiers, Bridgewater's Thundercloud and Dirk Klaassen.
The quality of the horses and the horsemanship and the talent of the riders and the trainers, there aren't as many horses here, but the quality and horsemanship and camaraderie is top of the mark. It's wonderful.
Started out a little bit wet, but then the sun came out and it got a lot better. But even when it was wet, it was still a lot of fun.
We would like to thank all the exhibitors, the judges, and most of all, our sponsors for another great year at the championships. We hope to see you all again next year.